All right, well, I have sat on this now for a week, and because I was honest, and I'm afraid to be honest, because I want people to like me. I'm new in the neighborhood, and I want to make friends with people. I want to reach out. I am an introvert, and sometimes I don't know quite how to be social. But my heart is open to my neighbors, and I want to start a church, but not a religious church. I want to start a spiritual, but not religious church, where I can use my music and share the deep thinking that I think in a way that's helpful, in a way that's healing for people. And the whole point of this talk that I'm going to share with you is this is my process. This is what I go through on a daily basis. I think deeply about things. And years ago, I didn't become a Presbyterian minister, but I think I need to give back to my community. I need to share these ideas because a lot of them have helped me move from being pretty miserable to feeling pretty good. And there's something about singing together that just no place else does. We need to sing together, people. So I can't separate my music from the message or the message from the music, because sometimes I'm chewing on something in my personal healing journey, trying to understand something. And the only way I can kind of work it out is through music. So I got in the car 2 weeks ago now, on a Monday, heading to Adirondack Growers, and these thoughts just kind of came out of me. The main point is that when someone goes through trauma, friends, relatives, loved ones can't say to that person, oh, it's all for the good because blah, blah, blah. But the person going through the trauma, once they can get to that spot where they find some meaning, some reason for the thing happening that was so bad, well, maybe it's good because of. Only we can do that for ourselves. You can't tell that to somebody else. So that's my point. And I know you're busy. I know so few people have time to pay attention to anything more than a 3-minute thing, but this, I'm begging you to watch this to the end and then watch it again. I've now watched it 3 or 4 times in the process of deciding whether is this something I can release or not. And I have to release it. I have to share this with somebody, with the understanding that very few people will watch it because that's the way it works on YouTube. I don't have a big audience. I have music though, and a message that I think is helpful and healing to those who stumble upon it somehow, some way. And that I have to leave up to spirit and to the mysterious algorithms that have so affected our lives lately. Maybe they can affect your life for the positive. Maybe this can actually get out somewhere where it can inspire somebody to have a little bit of a better day. So that was too long-winded. Jeez. And here I go. I just made it longer. People, thank you. Watch to the end. I appreciate you so much. Peace, grooviness, over and out. Boom. In order to heal a deep, deep hurt, a deep, deep wound, the person experiencing the trauma of that wound has to get to a place where they find a reason. What if the child who committed suicide had come in specifically to give them as a couple? So in the case of a married couple who has lost a child to suicide, what if that child had made a pre-planned arrangement to come into this experience for his or her own reasons, but also to play a part in the healing of perhaps lifetimes worth of trauma. What if we keep coming into the body specifically to learn from the intense, traumatic, as well as intensely joyful events in our lives? I can't say to someone who is grieving, your loved one has just given you an opportunity to go deep and work on yourself, to heal the wound that is there, to know we are all going to die and we don't have control over the day or the manner in which we die. But we all must leave this world because we are not home. God is home. We are in the far country. Every day is a relentless miracle. Every day is a push and pull. Every day is a beloved teacher who demands to be paid in full. Every day is a very friendly robber. Every day is an every day is a glaring opportunity. Every day is the sweetest holy moment. God is at home and we've been in the far country. God is home. We get closer every day. Every day is a dusty desert rose, thirsty for thee. Every day is a heart still longing for a love that is true. God is at home and we've been in the far country. God is home. We get closer every day. dusty book upon the shelf. Today is where we live our life. Every day is a sacred candle flame burning in the vastness of eternity. God is at home. God is at home, and we've been in the far, far country. God is home, and we get closer every day. God is home, we get closer every day. We are not home. God is home. We are in the far country. This is a place that we are visiting, that we have intended. We have intended to be in the body from some other form, from some other place. We are the essence of the creation. We are the essence of God. So when someone who we love dies from an accident or from suicide or from old age or for an illness, we have to experience just a little jolt of our own mortality. Because there, but for the momentary grace of God, go I, go you. This could be my last day. And that's why we have to talk about death. And we have to talk about our experience of death. We have to talk about it in a community that is committed to loving us truly and authentically not a social club, not a place where we have to adhere to some, outdated beliefs or rituals that we don't really believe in, but everybody else is doing it, so let's do that. I want to create a space, a place where we can be human, where we can help each other through our challenges and where we can celebrate our joys, where we can honestly talk about healing without people going, well, that's a lot of alternative claptrap. Because I've studied this on the spiritual and mental, emotional, physical realm for pretty much all my lifetime, as I've tried to overcome the parts of my personality that have just been difficult. And the deep realizations that have come with my own healing journey, I can share these with people in a way that I think could be helpful, because we are facing challenging times ahead. These are the best of times, and they're not so the best of times. And we are being challenged now with multiple crises between the pandemic and the outcome of that, and between a political party that is trying to lie its way into power and literally crash and burn the government. Are we ready to be in anarchy at this point? Is this really the best time to experience chaos and deprivation and starvation? Starving people in the streets could be a real reality if the government shuts down, because the government is keeping everything going. The imaginary money from the Federal Reserve is keeping the illusion going, and society is functioning in some ways really well, in some ways not so well. And there is a growing anxiety that this lovely time might be coming to an end. This time of prosperity and abundance and, people being more and more accepting of each other. These times, the weather always changes. The times change. Our democracy is being attacked by people who are claiming to protect the Constitution, by people who are literally white nationalist fascists. The president, on his way out, refused to concede and began to cast a spell of doubt upon our cultural heritage of democracy. Like, we need to start talking about that, people, and we need to, as a community, come together and say, no. All parties must play within the rules, or they are socially banned. That everyone literally shuts down access to their attention, that everyone stops putting attention on them. It's a form of global shunning. When the majority turns off the loud, lying masquerade that is the present Republican Party. And that is a spiritual but not religious issue as well. I am not a fan of big government. I am not a fan of fiscal foolishness. I am pretty conservative in many ways. I want to conserve the planet. I want to conserve our freedoms. I want to conserve freedom of speech in a way that stops the lies. And I can only work on myself by talking the truth to myself, by saying out loud what many of us are kind of saying privately. Hey, this is my country, and I refuse to allow it to be stolen by some people who have turned internet trolling into the political mainstream. That's what's going on. So there's trauma personally in every life. And there is potential trauma on the national and international, the global level. This pandemic is a international, global experience. And it, in many ways, kicked our ass. And we need to combine the sensible, scientifically proven vaccines with alternative immune-boosting health practices. They shouldn't be at odds with each other. We've been polarized. We are being manipulated and hypnotized, and we need to wake up. The trauma is not just in our personal lives, and it's not just in our global and national lives. The trauma is everywhere, and we need to learn how to soothe ourselves in constructive ways that allow us to still be agents of positive healing change, bringers of truth. That's what I'm talking about, and I want to share that message with whoever will listen. And I have music to support that. Together we can change the world. Together we can change the world.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe it's not too late. Together we can change the world. Lay the puzzle pieces out, find out what it's all about. Together we can change the world. Can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for your help. Together we could change the world. Sail past where it's been charted, roll your sleeves up, let's get started. Together we could change the world. Together we can change the world. With our hands and with our hearts, we can dare to make a start. Together we can change the world. What if we spoke with one voice, knowing that we have a choice? Together we can change the world. Can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for your help. Together we can change the world. Sail past where it's been charted, roll your sleeves up, let's get started. Together we could change the world. Together we can change the world. Change your mind and change your life. Set aside the fear and strife. Together we can change the world. When we open up our eyes, then we start to realize together we can change the world. Can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for your help. Together we could change the world. Sail past where it's been charted, roll your sleeves up, let's get started. Together we could change the world. Can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for your help. Together we could change the world. Sail past where it's been charted, roll your sleeves up, let's get started. Together we could change the world. Together we can change the world. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe it's not too late. Together we can change the world.
Thank you so much for listening. If any of this makes any sense to you, can you please give me a thumbs up? Subscribe to the channel. How about a comment below? Let me know what you're thinking. What questions you have that I may have nudged against. Talk to me, people. A lot is about to happen, and we need strong local farming communities all across this country. And we need to take back our country of decency and order. I come from the Presbyterian tradition, and they have a saying, decent and in order, that we treat each other well, even if we disagree, that we honor and teach our children how to have discussions and how to deal with the emotional discomfort that comes up when someone doesn't agree with us or when we don't agree with someone else. No one is teaching our culture how to be civil. No one is teaching our culture how to be civil and how to be grounded and how to think like a steward of the earth, a steward of your community, a steward of your own body. We are stewards. We are here to take care of things. And the human psyche is a difficult, dangerous beast. And when we have governments and bureaucracies, we have corruption, we have real people finding ways to work the system. Con artists, if you might be honest. There is a massive con artist attempting to destroy our democracy. And he should be arrested and charged with treason. And yet, he is still running one of our two political parties. That's not even a political issue. They're at war with our country. And we need to not just go on our way as if nothing matters. And I was a big fan of Republican Governor of New York, George Pataki. I got to know him personally. He was a good man. We disagreed on things. He instituted the death penalty, and I was against that. But I went to like a kind of a gathering where I was doing some music, and the people hated him. They despised him. If he was in the room, they would have spat on him. It was this intensity that frightened me. Because in every community, there are people who are so fervently and violently inclined to disagree, but who won't listen to the other side of the story. And we have to get back to that, even if it's difficult. And I am calling for healing of our personal and public psyche. Something is going on, people, and we need to wake up. And if I were you, I would learn to grow food and get together with other people in my community who know how to grow food. I'm not saying it's all going to fall apart. I am saying it could fall apart, and our very fragile way of life could be seriously at risk if we don't get our shit together as a democracy. We own this country. Let's start acting as if we own it. Let's start taking responsibility for our own country. I love this country. I love the people who have built this country into something amazing. That's one reason I am learning to grow food, and why I'm reaching out to other people in my area who are serious about growing food locally. Because our food system is fragile, people. It survived the pandemic, but it really got hit hard. And that made me think seriously, even though I was already on the track, seriously about growing all my own food, as much of my own food as I can. We can all have chickens in our backyard. It's the roosters that the town ordinances don't like. So think about it. Just think about the trauma in your life and to realize, is there any way, any possible way in your healing journey that you can begin to find some gift in it, some directive from Spirit, some message from the beloved who is no longer in your daily life, that it's going to be okay, that we all come from God. And when we go back home, we are home with God. Whatever it is that created this world, God, what other word is there? It doesn't matter if you're a Christian, a Jew, a Buddhist, a Hindu, a Muslim, or someone who's just like, I kind of hope there's something. To the people who, yeah, I believed in God once, but now I'm not so sure. There is a place here for you. You just have to be willing to sing my music and not ask me to play cover tunes. And on that note, I'm going to stop. It's been 16 minutes, and this has just been thoughts in the car on the way to Adirondack Growers. Wow. Food inspires me, people, and I'm working on a new song, and I'm inspired, and I just wanted to record these thoughts for you. Whenever you hear them, maybe it's far, far into the future. Maybe it's later today if I get my act together to upload this. Anyway, peace, grooviness, over and out. That was today's message from my car. And I think it's Monday. Monday's message from my car. It could be a series. It'd be interesting. Remember to give me the thumbs up. Subscribe, comment below. Share this with somebody who could use some deep thinking and reflection in the middle of their day. All right, peace, grooviness, over and out. Boom. So that was it. I mixed some of my music with a message. That's my idea of church. That's what I want to do once a month to start with, on the second Saturday of every month. That's what I want to do, and I want to do it here in my community, and I want to also do it online for the world. We're going to need to help each other, people, in the days to come. Even if everything continues to be just wonderful, we still need each other. I can spend days and days and days doing my own thing without seeing another person, without getting in my car. But ultimately, I too long for connection. We are hungry for connection. And I have a whole other song about that, but I'll save that for another time. Thanks for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Please give me a comment below, subscribe, share this with somebody. I don't know you perhaps, or maybe I'm getting to know you, but I love you. And I'm here to be of service to my fellow human beings in any way that I possibly can. And this is This is the way that makes my heart sing. And I want to share it with you. And I want to make sure that generations to come can access this music in a helpful, healing way. So that's it for today. Peace, grooviness, over and out. Boom. Mark Shepard. Healing Pastures and Apocalypse Gardens. MarkShepardSongs.com. HealingPastures.org. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you.